we have a long
Party.
bus trip, we'll like tonight we'll wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning. We'll be at our destination.
There's not like a fourth tier ticket that people can buy where they can like watch you sleep on the bus or anything like that, or
Yeah,
That's
we should work that
the
out.
ultimate meet and greet.
like Facebook Live themselves taking a selfie. while you
Meryl
go.
might be in your
I was
bus
gonna
tonight.
say,
Be
I
careful. When
How much
go
you got
back
on
after
you?
the show, be
all
careful.
of it. Whatever the belly up, I'll just go.
I
right
think it's
into
really
the-
cool that having such big careers that you guys have had, that you still find the magic and the music and the love to come out here and play as a trio. It's so cool.
It's you wouldn't find this with just any group of guys. You know what I mean? I don't know how well I would like it just with guys that I didn't like really have a great deal of respect and affection for. I really like playing with Mick. I think he likes playing with me, but I don't know that I would really relish this kind of thing with a bunch of people who I didn't know that well, or I didn't have a strong affinity for.
Amazing.
Good.
And every time you guys play the belly up, it's sold out in advance, which is
Nice.
pretty cool.
We like that.
To us, very insecure musicians, that's just what we need to hear. Thank
Really?
you. For sure it is.
Oh
Of
my
course it
gosh.
is.
You seem so secure.
In some ways, but in some ways, I think probably not. Never really thought about it like that. I don't suffer unduly about, but when it comes to like learning music parts, there's a reason we spent like half an hour to make sure I could see everyone's eyes on stage, because I'm looking for like, you better stop now, Mick.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of body language. I play from the gut, and I don't count.
He's a feel player. He's not like a reader. I'm not either. I don't know how to read music. It's we play by ear and by feel. That's what we're all about.
Do you ever look out and see people that are heartbroken in the audience, but in a good way because you've like moved them to that feeling? Some of the song. I mean, that's the blues.
You absolutely do. I won't say. I certainly don't spend a lot of time getting that read, but occasionally you absolutely do see that. I can't be doing that because I'm a one-trick
Messy,
pony.
yeah.
And I go like, it's very childlike, some of the approach. So in respect to that, not to get artsy craftsy in the answer, but aspects of that, a certain form of insecurity, to me is actually a good thing, because it disallows you to get blasé about what you're doing. Especially for me in music, I wouldn't want not to be like that.
Right.
To be vulnerable. If I was Slick Harry, and with the temperament I had and pumping out, I don't think I would enjoy it. The guttural part of it. It's just my makeup, and I think it applies to other things in life, where I believe it's almost more attractive to see somebody still being able to be slightly childlike in aspects of their life, and I just think it's an important thing that you either luck into, or you learn not to just kick it out of your life. And I think it's always a shame when you get someone, not that it's a sin or anything, but I think people miss out by being a little overly confident and strutting around and knowing exactly how they feel every single second, and how the blueprint is the blueprint. I think somewhere in the middle, not as far left field as maybe myself, because I take that sort of into my own life, and I think it can be a problem, really.
That's really
but for
interesting.
music, it suits me fine, because I'm not a huge technician, so it's all about feeling what you do, and that really is something that ties. I'm believing Rick was in America and basically the same age, a little younger, as us bunch in Europe. In the early days of Fleetwood Mac and before, there was something about a genre of music that appealed to us, as I think Rick attested to, the type of dynamic. That's what I want to do. It's what I feel, and I think it's very attractive to people that actually aren't super slick, and it's a perfect vehicle blues and
Like
music that
authenticity.
lends itself to vibe and feel and touch, and you don't win it every time. And that's the gauntlet, and that's the attractive thing about it. And that certainly was why I think I was really lucked out meeting people that drew me into, you can do this. You know, you can't do that, but you can do this.
Yeah.
And one of those people, very much with regards to that, was Peter Green. Because I would be that sort of insecure. Well, I'm just like a little drummer. I don't really know what I'm doing. He said, no, you can do this, and you are doing it. And I learned what that is.
Wow.
And now we can both talk about what the import of that was. You know, and it's a nice read for, especially talking to players, where you can relate about encouraging a young player, and because people are interested as to what drives you and what doesn't, and it's not for everyone, but it's when your personality finds a type of scenery to sit yourself in. Consider yourself very lucky.
Yeah.
And I think we both consider ourselves really lucky that we found music that we love to do and still love to pump it out. And the camaraderie, all joking aside about buses and Hammond organs sleeping on top of them, so to speak, is that this is what we have muscle memory, complete muscle memory about. This is for me, and Rick's done mega tours of all sorts of people, and I might remind you, with Fleetwood Mac for many years. And this is a pleasure in a way that is boutique. The comrade, not only that playing in smaller places fundamentally, but the actual way that this all comes together, that being on the bus, it's a tight little unit, and now we're not even a week into doing what we're doing, and you can see the rhythm patterns of stuff and conversation. I haven't sat necessarily, well, Rick comes to Hawaii and we spend time up at the house, but it's a different atmosphere when you're just on a bus and you're just rolling along and seeing time go by you as the travel unwinds, and that's really revealing, and it's also a pleasure, and it becomes a life injection that I personally like a lot.